Oh shit.
I've come to repent my sins. Let your Balatro speak cleanly, for I'm a mountain girl. I swear I never sin again. But my patience running thin. Temptation flowing through my veins. And now that I can suck on sin. I promise God there knows no more. But my heart I can't ignore. Your dreams fade on and got my heat. I'm a dark I'm like, I'm beneath the bleachers. Just what look me in the broken years. Abstraction, the memories back. Our reparation would never be complete. Red hot tension, let it restart. Snapshot, quiet moves and knuckle tempers. Climbing, can't you feel the fever rising up to the sky? I guess I'm not sick of fear, not beneath my skin. The Lord saying, hold on, giant, we're giving to sin. It's driving me crazy, the urge to forsake the hip sound and shifts, nothing is like a place. I swear I never sin again. But my patience running thin. Stood a callous soul breathing down my neck. I wonder if you're ready for me. I see the roots before my eyes. And the taste that's so divine. My regrets rewriting history. I'm a sympathetic girl. Someone please tell me what to do. Because honestly I just can't stop. I've been trying so hard and I can't stop. But look at them. And I know I'm so strict with God. But somehow I just can't control myself. Every time I see them, it's scam a scam. My mind goes. Could be a real life, no pushing me, this is my life. We won't be the suspect of how I'm drifting by. 'Cause I'm gonna see me. The urge to forsake these tales, sound and shifts, within this marketplace. The dollar is been in the hands. For my God has plans. Incantation, I can live my life as an ordinary girl. I can't resist it anymore. Christmas means so brown galore. Also true, from a compost pool. Could never be better than me. I'm gonna sing until I die. That's the hardest fight of rain. We forget to let the walls be. I can make the sins alive. Dear God, I've come to repent my sins. Let your Balatro speak cleanly, for I'm a mountain girl. I swear I never sin again. But my patience running thin. Temptation flowing through my veins. And now that I can suck on sin. I promise God there knows no more. But my heart I can't ignore. Your dreams fade on and got my heat. I'm a dark I'm beneath the bleachers. Just what look me in the broken years. Abstraction, the
I'm Eggy Drago.
I am the cream of the crop. I am the yolk on top.
I'm a part-time video store clerk, a part-time brawler, oh yeah, and a full-time human being. Wow. When I went to Tokyo back in February 2024, I went to an idol concert on a whim because my VTuber Oshi, who graduated, was into that scene. Needless to say, I got hooked. We bought way too many checkies. So much so that we have 2 checky books. 2 checky namakans. All hail the checky namakan. After talking to a few idols, I realized every single one of them has a story, be it why they chased this dream, their ups and downs, and even their future after all this. And that's what I'm here to do. Learn more about the idol culture, the various scenes around the world, and to give them a platform to tell their stories. Every idol has a dream and a story to tell. This is IDOLEYEZ.
We live? Oh, yeah, we are. Hello, everyone. Welcome to IDOLEYZ, episode 43. Damn, there's been a lot of these.
That's a fun number.
Yeah, it is. I mean, not as much as like maybe like 50 or like 69, but 43 is
69. I was gonna say 69. Yeah.
Hello. I see that there's some new viewers in here. Welcome. If you are a new timer, welcome to IDOLEYZ. IDOLEYZ is the #1 idol podcast on the planet, Epsilon Eridani B. Very popular on that planet. I am your host, Ando, filling in for Eggy Drago, who is currently in the motherland. But I feel like I say this every week, but soon to be headed to the spiritual motherland in Japan to finally go see all his Oshis and whatnot. So I'm filling in until he makes it back to the 4 days. Damn, that is close. So by the time, yeah, so I'm gonna have to run the ship the next time I do this, all by myself. So again, if you are new to IDOLEYZ, this is a podcast about idols and the idol community. Everything from Chica idols, Kaiga idols, everything in between. And if that sounds interesting to you, please tune in here every week. Usually on Friday, but scheduling is funny, so Saturday, here on twitch.tv/Eggy Drago. If you miss any part of today's episode, or if you want to catch up on previous ones, please visit youtube.com/@idoleyez101, and you have access to basically the entire VOD library. If you wanted to watch the chaos that occurred last week, that I was barely part of because I had to go pick up Pengy and go from the airport. So I was just listening. So I was just driving to the airport, listening to the stream, hoping that nobody got Eggy's channel like canceled or anything. But
I have it ready. I have it queued to watch with a bowl of popcorn. It's gonna be awesome.
You watched more than me then. So I was only there for basically the beginning and the end. So the one time you start on time, I'm late. Oh, come on, Septa. Septa should be like but I mean,
Septa.
granted, I don't think there's zero public transportation like services in the US, especially like trains that are ever on time. Like pretty much for New Jersey, if it's 10 minutes late, that's on time for me.
NJ Transit is just a beast in itself.
Oh boy, it is, especially when you have to take it like 5 days a week to go to work, like I do.
Mm-hmm.
Before I forget, also, if you'd like to follow our socials, or keep up with upcoming guests or when the next show would be, or if you want to keep up with Eggy's shenanigans in Japan, which again is in 4 days, you can follow at Eggy Drago on all relevant social media, so like Twitter, Instagram, etc. And you can follow me if you're interested at Ando.
Follow him.
No, please don't.
Follow
but
him.
My socials are at Ando_0817 if you're interested in seeing me possibly take photos of idols if I ever finish editing them. Anyway, with all that out of the way, our guest has been waiting very patiently. It's time to introduce them. They are an NJ-based caffeinated idol, and by based I mean not as in like they're located in New Jersey. They're just very based.
Base.
They make incredible deco checky, and like I'm a living witness to this. And they're very much an IHOP enthusiast.
Oh my god, am I? Oh my god.
It has been bothering me to go to IHOP for like the past month, and it's finally going to happen after this. Literally, the second this stream ends.
I have a surprise after the stream ends when we get to IHOP, and
Oh,
I'm
God.
just telling you this now.
Oh Lord. Okay, bet. Yeah. So please welcome to the idolized stage, Mai Urania.
Hello, my name is Mai Urania.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, sorry. Like the
Been
one.
too good at introducing myself. If you've ever seen me live, you know that.
The second you started introducing, you
My Wi-Fi
froze. I'm
cut
sorry.
Am I back?
You're back. You're back. Don't worry.
Okay, I've never been good at introducing myself. If you've ever seen me live, you know this. I am... Yeah, I'm from New Jersey. I'm 23. I use any pronouns. I've been at this... Not My Urania too long. I've been at the idol game a little too long. I'm a little tired. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Working hard today.
yes. Oh my god. I had a rehearsal today for Anime Boston, and I had like my face like coated in sweat, and I walked out of the rehearsal space and I was like, I have to put on makeup.
You
But
you possibly I'll have to cross reference this with Eggy, but I don't know if have there been any idolized guests that actually use face cam that have put on makeup before, because that might be a first. I'm pretty sure no one else has put makeup
I
on.
doubt it. I doubt this is a first. And I don't want to be like that, but maybe you can't tell when people are wearing makeup sometimes. Because they have a little subtle. I got these big eyelashes. So you can
Okay,
always tell,
so Niall from Ilexite. Okay, so there is at least one other person.
at least. And then the most important thing about me, I drink too much soda.
Yeah.
A little tired, hence the caffeine. No, you're
Yeah,
right.
very like it's
so
it's
right.
lore accurate. It's 100% lore accurate. Like, but right before we started stream, like Maya was running around like, "Oh my god, I need this. Oh my god, I need my soda. Oh my god, I need my."
Oh my gosh. I was just literally like every second, I was like, hold on. And taking out my headphones. I was like, hold on. I felt so bad because I couldn't hear Ando from across the room, and I was just yelling at him. I was like, I found it. I had to call, because, spoiler alert, I have this with me. I had to call my friends who I was rehearsing with and be like, did I leave my Urania at the studio? And they thought I meant my wig. And I'm like, no, that's on my head. And I was like, no, my standee. And I was like, no, she's not here. So then I look at my purse and I'm like, well, I'm the stupid one. Because she was just sitting in my purse. And I was just running around. I'm so scatterbrained. Oh.
You're more than excused. You've definitely been very busy as of
Thank
late.
you.
So. All right, time to dig into the nitty-gritty of this episode. So, question I always ask when I first start talking to our guest is first exposure to Japanese music. Do you specifically remember that, or was that always just like a part of your like life?
I'm also going to preface this interview with I had to think about these thoughts so literally because my memory is so bad. If you guys know me, if you guys interact with me, you know my memory is bad. So if I had to think about my first interaction with Japanese music, I think it was through anime.
So,
Either
yeah,
that
like most people.
or it was either anime or something really embarrassing. It was through K-pop, but not in the way you think.
Interesting. Please elaborate.
I was a homestuck at the ripe age of 12, and I found Mambo Stuck, which is Nilly Mambo with Homestuck animations. And I was like, what is this sound? What is this? What are they saying? I don't know what they're saying, and that's so cool. So I just delved from there.
I mean, like, that's not, honestly, not the weirdest way to fall in. I mean, I did explain on my episode that where I really fell down the rabbit hole was I found an Attack on Titan perfume macaroni, like, meme remix on Nico Nico Doga, and that's how I fell in. Like, that's how I started paying attention. I was like, oh, wait a second, this actually slaps. So, I mean, definitely not the weirdest story I've heard, don't worry.
Good.
So, like, what were
do
you
notice-
listening to?
Really quick.
Most
I'm
of-
so sorry.
Oh, go for
I
it.
do notice I keep freezing, so I'm
No,
so
you-
sorry
no,
for
you're
in
fine.
advance if I freeze again. Okay.
Yeah,
what were you gonna
don't
say?
worry, I can work around it.
Excellent.
What
What were you gonna say?
what were you listening to mostly when you first, I guess, just started discovering Japanese music, or just music outside of, just whatever you'd hear on Top 40 radio?
Lots of anime openings. I remember I was like 13 or so, like 12 or 13, and I'd have like the Tokyo Ghoul OP, I'd have the Attack on Titan OP. I never saw Madoka Magica until like last year, but I love that OP. I'm like, this is so magical. And I put it on repeat, and it's just a bunch of like any song, like a bunch of OPs, a bunch of EDs for shows I hadn't even seen yet. I think, if I can recall, I think I saw like one of those like, anime OP quiz videos.
Yeah,
And I
You're
was
just
like-
oh, like, do you know where the anime this is from, or like something like that?
Not, yeah, those videos, but I hadn't seen any of those shows. I was just like, that OP sounds cool. I'm gonna listen to it. That OP sounds cool. And I'd put on like the 10-hour video of the first Attack on Titan OP, and I would just listen to it on repeat while I do like tasks. And I was like, so old. Oh my god.
I mean, you say that, but like, you're very much you're very much carbon dating me right now, because I was in college when Attack on Titan came out, and you said you're 13.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
no.
I was a youngin'. I'm 23.
Thankfully, because I don't think they are. I think Eggy says no minors on Idolize. So
Oh my gosh. I just made it.
you more than just made it. You're good, but no, legitimately shout out to, like, I'm pretty sure I was in the same boat where like I heard the Madoka Magica OP before I even started watching it, just because I'd already like discovered Claris at that point. So I was just like, wow, this
Yeah.
is really good. I wonder what this show's about. It must be oh. So like I feel like everyone has that experience. So like that's kind of like a rite of passage almost in anime. It's just like your first Uro, like there's a reason why they call him the Uro Butcher. Like the first time you experience that's always the funniest.
The thing about sorry, I was gonna burp. The thing about Madoka Magica, when I first saw it, I was like, I watched one episode, and as you know, shit doesn't get real until episode 3 or so.
Yep.
So I watched one episode, and I was like, this is really cute. I'll get back to it. I didn't fucking get back to it until
You never
last
knew
year.
the whole time.
two years ago. I had no idea.
Oh,
No
man.
idea at all.
That's funny.
God, I was like, what do you mean it's dark? I had no
What do you-
idea.
What do you mean people are dying and like?
What do you mean people die? What do you mean she gets... Spoiler alert. What do you mean she gets beheaded? What are we doing?
Oh my god! But, so how? So you got in mostly through anime. How long did it take you to get into like? Because I assume you started going to like anime conventions and cosplaying. I know that's another big thing for you. So how long after that was your, I guess, just you're falling into the like the Kai Guy idol scene?
My Guy Idol specifically came many years after.
Okay.
Like many years. I got into Love Live, I want to say like 8th, 9th grade. I went to this library anime club because there was no anime club at my school, and I was between schools because I was between middle and high school.
Mhm.
And I remember my school counselor, because I was seeing my school counselor, and she was like, "You should go to this anime club." And I was like, "Okay." And I went to it, and there were these girls who were like, before the club started, there were these girls who were like pulling up videos on YouTube on the projector, and they were doing little dances, and I'm like, "What is this? I like this music. What is this?" And I was like, "Oh, it's a show called Love Live." And I was like, changed. They were doing like no brand girls. My life changed forever. Um, so I was like big into like cosplay idols for a very long time. Um, Specifically Kai Guy idol stuff. I didn't even know it was called Kai Guy idols at this point. I just remember it would be called like original or overseas idols.
Mm.
Um, and it doesn't come until much later, but it starts earlier than you think. Um, Back in like 2019, I think, when I was 17 or 18, my friend at the time was like, "Hey, I'm like obsessed with these idols called Stellar." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh." And they showed me all of the videos that they had on their YouTube at the time. And all these videos that I remember, they're not even on the channel anymore. They're
They
like
got,
not even
they got
they,
lost
they
to history.
they're lost media. They're lost media, and I'm so sad about it because I would watch these and I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, like they're making their own music, they're doing their own dances, they're making their own costumes. Like this is amazing." And very, very briefly, when I was 18, so briefly, I was in a original, because it was called Original Idols. It wasn't called Overseas or Kaya at that point. It was called
Yeah.
Original Idols. I was in an original idol group called Cross Stitch, like X Stitch.
Mm.
Nothing came of it. We had like 6 members, and my character's name was Vivi because it came from my old username. So my character's name was Vivi, and like big curly red hair, yellow eyes. I've always loved yellow eyes as a character design, and I was so embarrassing, but I was like the oldest in the group. So I was like the motherly archetype almost, even though I was like 18. But everyone else was like 17, 16. So I was like the oldest. So I was like, okay, I'll be the motherly type. And there exists one TikTok of almost everyone in the group to a Blend S audio. And it is like, what is the opposite of a magnum opus? My Achilles
Um,
heel? Like, it is like,
I don't know. You're like your worst nightmare, or something. I don't know.
yes. Yes.
Wait, so
It's
this is
public and there's nothing to do about it.
this isn't lost media, correct? It's still out
This
there
isn't
somewhere.
lost media. You can find this. You can find this one. If you dig, you can find it.
Oh boy.
If you know what roads to take, you can find this video. And I used to make like my image color was red. My image color was red, which is like literally like you go on a hex code, like you go on the like thing, opposite color of this.
Yeah.
So I was just like, "Oh, I'll be red. It'll be so cute." So nothing really happened with that. I think a couple members went on to make like one song. I think they were called Devilush and they made one song. And I have no recollection. I don't think I know what even happened after that, but that's after we parted ways. So that was my like very first exposure to Kaigai idols. And I didn't even know it. And like until like a couple months into Mai Urania, I was like, "Oh my god, Cross Stitch was Kaigai. What?" I was because my memory's bad. So I was scrolling through my own Google Photos looking for something. I was like so shocked.
Yeah, no, like I've definitely had those like 2 a.m. revelations that happen sometimes. Like, wait a second, it all makes
Wait.
sense now.
Exactly.
Or it's like that meme where it's like, it's like that meme that goes like, when you realize, oh god, what was it? Chronicles of Narnia was an isekai. that kept me up for a whole. That kept me up for like a whole night. Like, not even joking.
Chronicles of Narnia is an isekai. I hate giving like, I love it, but I hate it giving like Japanese anime tropes to like American media, like saying like, oh, this character in this live action, like Twilight, like one of those characters is a tsundere, like saying shit like that. Like that takes years off my life.
Oh my god. It took years off my life once I realized that too. Don't worry. So
I was so like taken aback when I was like, oh my god, I was a Kaigai idol before I was a Kaigai idol.
So like, were you? So you weren't really following like, or because obviously like you said you were going like anime conventions, doing cosplay, all that sort of stuff. So at that time were you paying attention to other Kaigai idols outside of like the group that you ended up actually being in, or?
Not at all. Not at all. I had no idea they existed. The only other group I knew existed was Stellar and then Resolution. Like, I had no idea. I would go to these local cons, and this was like 2019. This was like pre-COVID. So as far as I know, like, all the idol fests were just cosplay idols and everything like that. So I had no idea that there were like Kaigai idols in my area. No idea. Blackpink is in my area? No. I had no idea.
Are in my area?
The hot singles in my area? Hot Kaigai idols in my area?
Yeah, because like,
yeah.
same with me. Ultimately, like the concept of some like Kaigai idols didn't really connect, because like most of the time, whenever like I wouldn't actively go to like the idol fests, but whenever I just like see it from like across like the con floor or whatever, I would just be like, oh, they're just like, they're people in cosplay that are dancing to like anime songs. So
It didn't click.
Yeah. So when did you, or I guess just like, when did that, once that realization like hit in, like what, I guess just what was that impetus, or like what was that desire to actually be like, okay, now that I know now that I know this exists, like what made you want to like dive in on the deep end, like with Mai Urania and I guess just like being active in the Kaigai idol scene in general?
So it was definitely Tekko watching Pawn Ranger's show, because Pawn Ranger's my Oshi. Pawn Ranger and Aiden are my Kaigai idol Oshis. I love them so much. And everyone knows that they're my Oshis, because I don't hide it. I don't it's so obvious. But I saw Pawn perform at Tekko 2023, and then later that month or the next month, it was either like late July or August, after I had gone to Tekko, I was like, oh my god, I want to be an idol. Like, I had like an Arise, I had like a Honoka from Love Live watching Arise moment, and I was like, oh my god, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna make an idol Sona. And I was originally going to be in a duo, but as I've learned later on, my partner in the duo isn't too keen at performing live or showing his face very much, so I have him on like a backing track. I want to do online covers with him once I start like uploading covers, but I was originally supposed to be like in a duo, and it was called Saikore, which is where like all that shit with Saikore comes from. Everyone's like, what the fuck is Saikore? I'm like, it's my duo that
I was going to mention
active.
that.
Yeah,
because I saw
what is that?
Yeah, because I did see like the links on your social media. I was like, have I ever heard, like, am I missing something here? Like,
No, you're not missing anything.
Oh, no.
It's so I was originally going to be in a duo called Saikore, and I wanted my name to rhyme, and I wanted it was more like character based instead of like persona based, if that makes sense. And I wanted my character to be like cutesy girl. My original image color was going to be pink. It was going to be so cute. And then I was like, wow, there are so many pink idols. And there's even like different shades of pink.
Yeah.
My original name for my idol stuff was Lorelei. And it's like, what but it's Lorelai.
No,
And I thought it was such
that
a
actually
cute
sounds
name.
cool.
Yeah,
That's a really cool name.
she was so cute. And then after I had this like idea to do like Lorelai, I was going through like a phase of my gender discovery. So I was like, oh, I don't want a persona that's a girl. I'm a boy. What if I hate her? And then I just switched gears and I was like, okay, I'm going to keep the design, but I'm going to shorten the hair, the little bubblegum pink, like, boy cut. I'm going to keep the design, shorten the hair, and I'm going to go by Beppy Idol. Because if you guys don't know, I cosplay under the name Beppy. So, in case you had no
What?
idea. What?
Fun fact: Eggy did not know that.
What? Really?
Yeah, he did not know you were the same person.
Wait, he didn't know it's the same person? Like, he's
Yeah.
seen Beppy and Mai and didn't put two and two together?
No. So I mean that just goes to show how good like your both one your cosplays are and good like two how good your Mai Urania outfit is. Is that never knew this never knew until I told him. So
I have a really funny tangent.
Go for it.
I was this past Otakon, I went to go grab my badge from like staff, like idol staff, and I ran into Pawn and I ran into Aiden and I think someone else. I forget who else it was, but I ran into 3 people and I didn't know. I had met Aiden previously at Natsumatsuri, but I was in full Mai getup at Natsumatsuri because I was like, I'm gonna have fun. So I go to pick up my badge. I'm not in Mai at all. I'm in like brown hair, glasses. I got like that big Dora cut. Like I got don't look like this at all. And I walk up and I'm like, oh my god, Pawn, like how are you? And I give them a hug, and then I go up to Aiden and I'm like, oh, I forget, do you do hugs? And they're like, yeah, sure. So I give them a hug and they're like, I'm sorry, who are you? I'm like, I'm Mai Urania. I'm like, Beppy, I'm Mai Urania. And they were like, oh my god, I didn't even recognize you. And I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
like
no.
you're probably one of the few people that like you sent like full on like henshin like transform completely almost unrecognizable when you're in like idol mode and out of idol mode, and it's impressive. Like
Thank
like
you.
the second or once I first put 2 and 2 together, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's like some real life superhero shit.
Clark Kent glasses and all that
Yeah.
shit. A lot of ways people can tell it's me are my freckles, my cheeks, how I do my eye makeup or my teeth. But a lot of time I'm like, I am super insecure about my teeth, so I don't really smile with my teeth often in pictures. And because of that, people can't really identify me by my teeth.
But I mean, like, also, I guess just, I'd say you do, in the limited experience that I have known you for, I'd say you do commit to the bit, like, 100%. Like, you act differently depending on, like, what character you're in a way, which sounds crazy. like,
Guys, I don't roleplay at conventions, guys. Don't let them trick you.
they're not that kind of idol, I swear.
I don't roleplay. Stop.
But
I
no,
am
like-
not roleplaying Target Rob. I promise.
But yeah, no, like depending on like what mode I've met you in, it's definitely you definitely do act different. So you are like the most committed to like, so I bring up wrestling terms again because that's like my point of reference. So basically like in wrestling, when you don't want, or it's called, when you're trying to like keep the illusion, it's called kayfabe. So like basically it's like, oh, like this person's known by like a different stage name, and then but in reality they're like X other person, and they're obviously not like, they're not like a crazed psychopath like jumping off of like tables for fun during during their like normal everyday like non-working hours. So you're very committed to that in a way.
Yeah. I find that in different circles, and this is like the most like I'm mentally ill, like teenager, like I'm like other girls, but it's like I find myself having like different amounts of energy and different personas in the different spaces I'm in,
Oh,
and
definitely.
I truly feel like a different person when I am in my Urania, because it's like it's like an extension of myself, and I'll put a pin in my Urania characterization to bring up later, but it's she's like an extension of myself. So
Yeah.
I just get to be more bubbly, more energetic than I normally am. So
Yeah,
yeah.
one of the first when I started considering doing like YouTube or like streaming or like online content, one of the first things I heard about is that most people usually if they're making a character or like they're doing or like they're doing trying to entertain an audience, it's usually just you. It's just you turned up to like 11 basically. And
Exactly.
yeah, so I mean we can go like that definitely segues perfectly into I guess just like concept behind My Urania in a way. So thank you for making that transition for me. I didn't have to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's
You know-
anything I'm good at, it's transition.
Oh lord. So yeah, like you can go into like name, like what I guess the ultimate inspiration was it or was behind it. What?
Sorry, I'm sorry, I froze again. Was that Balatro? Was that Balatro on the stream?
No? Oh
Okay,
no.
I thought it was Balatro. I was like,
You sure you haven't been playing too much Balatro?
I think I've been playing too much Balatro. I'm so
you
sorry. Please.
you just start hallucinating Balatro. I mean, like again, that is why
Balatro!
that's why I stopped because I don't want to be seeing like Balatro hands in my sleep anymore. Anyway,
Yes,
inspiration
please-
behind
please-
my
recent endings. Sorry.
inspiration behind My Urania.
So I wanted a very unique image color, and then I found out that no image color is unique. Everyone has image colors, but I feel like there was a lot of like pink, blue, and a lot of colors and red, and a lot of colors I didn't see very much were like orange, seafoam green, green period. But I wasn't like that much of a fan of like normal green. So I was like, I want like a bluish green. So I have a confession to make, okay? Live on Idolize.
Oh boy, Idolize exclusive.
My image color is Kanon Matsuda from Love Live Sunshine's image color, but maximum saturation.
So yeah, you literally just went on like the Photoshop slider. It's like,
Yes.
need more of this.
Yes, get brighter, brighter. Yes. I was
No shame,
having
no
a
shame.
moment.
That's exactly
no
like,
shame,
if I,
no shame.
as a designer, that's literally what I do. It's like, I don't want to. I want to make this color like this, but I don't want to make it the same. Let me just
Yeah.
go ham on these sliders for a bit.
Let me just play with this. I'm gonna put a pin in everything. Ando, do you have a little bevy with you? You have a little beverage?
Yes. Did we get a
Okay.
hydrate or something?
Yeah, I'm gonna crack. No, I'm just gonna crack this open because I'm so thirsty.
Oh
I'm
God!
sitting here being like, yes,
Speak of the
yes.
devil. I literally spoke of the devil. We got a water
That's-
redeem.
That's my mod, Nix. Hi, Nix. Hi, that's my mod. That's my manager.
Well, I mean, I do have water, but you are more than welcome to sip your Coca-Cola. The real water. Oh God. Yeah, H2O.
I'm so thirsty.
Did I tell you about how I was 5 seconds away from accidentally starting an H2O chant at a K-pop concert?
That's really funny.
And I was like, oh wait, nobody knows that.
Ooh. I was at my maid cafe yesterday. I said H2O, nothing.
No, oh come on. That's at least idol related. You telling me nobody knows what an H2O chant is?
My head maid Lyra was like, "This is our last song," and I go, no, just me.
Bro, even before I had started attending like Idol Lives, even I knew what that was. Like, God, we gotta really educate more people, huh?
Yes.
But-
Well, anyways, Mai Urania. Who is she? I was picking other names because I wanted to do like. I was looking at it like, okay, I'm gonna apply for Katsucon 2024 on a whim. And I got it. And the second I forgot that I applied. And the second I got the like, you're in email, I was like,
What'd I do?
what I do? So I went on to like debut on my own, and through that I had to like get all of this stuff in order. Like I didn't even do like a design reveal yet. Like people still thought my image color was pink because I had this like little campaign. I was like, okay, if I get to this many followers, oh my gosh, I keep burping. If I get to this many followers, I'll reveal this. I'll reveal my charm point. I'll reveal my image color. And then I got the thing for Katsucon, and I was like, well, yes, people are gonna find out anyways. Let's just screw that. Here's my design. And in that like panic period, I had to decide like, okay, what's my style gonna be? What am I gonna sing? What am I gonna do? Who am I? And it went so quickly that Mai Urania was originally supposed to have like character. Like that's why I'm wearing a wig, because I wanted to have like, I want a character. But it all happened so fast that I forgot that I wanted that. And I was so panicked. So Mai doesn't have a lot of like backstory or a lot of character. I guess like her backstory is like my backstory. I don't know. It's weird. It's so weird. But it's like she's my son. Like it's not like Pawn where it's like tokusatsu hero. Like
Yeah.
I'm just a girl, you know? I'm just a girl in the world. We chillin'. I knew when I was debuting as Mai, I'm like, okay, this is my image color. I want to wear a pretty dress. And I kept wearing pretty dresses, even though it's Gap Moe at this point. Kept wearing dresses. And I was like, I want to do songs that I like. I don't know if I already said that. And I just want, like, I want bubbles. I am a caffeinated idol, because I was thinking to myself, I'm like, what is, like, my vibe? Like, what's my shtick? Well, I drink too much soda. Let's run with it.
Yeah.
So I did.
And or I ask you to bring all of that up because I feel like even though you say like, oh, I'm not committing 100% to the character, I feel like you're one of the strongest idols that I've known in terms of like identifiability. Like, okay, there's a character, there's a method to the madness, so to speak. Like,
there's a brand.
yeah, there is a brand to it, and you know, I feel like that's definitely something that I guess just we haven't, or hasn't really, or the scene hasn't really matured to a point where that's very widespread to this point. So yeah, you're one of the few I guess I noticed like outright that, you know, were brave enough to be like go full character with it. So how did that Katsucon 2024 performance go, by the way? Because I was I was not idol pilled at this point. I was at Katsucon, but I was not idol pilled.
I was so scared. I had never sang in front of people before. Like I had that like obligatory, you are going to do 8th grade chorus, and then I didn't do anything after that. I didn't do chorus in high school. I didn't do theater. Believe it or not, I'm not a theater kid. And I never sang in front of people before. I just like to sing. And it's not like I practice. It's not like I'm the best. But I like to sing. So, and I've been dancing for a while because I made my cosplay idol performance on stage debut in 2021 at Anime NYC. So I'd been dancing a little bit up to then. What?
Wow, like that. So basically, cosplay idol or cosplay performance idol debut, Anime NYC, Kaiga idol debut, like you're just throwing yourself straight into the deep end here. You're not started off with like.
I had been going to these cons for years that they did not seem as crazy as they were. This was like Anime MIC 2021. I had competed in the cosplay competition in 2019, 2018, and I'd gone 2017. And 2017, I believe, was their first year. So this just was like a con for me. It wasn't like, this is a huge con with so many people. Because when I go on stage, if I'm doing like one song in like a festival or a masquerade, I black out. I can't see nothing. I can't see those people in the audience. I can't do anything. I do my business and I leave. So
Honestly, that's one of the best parts of like, for anyone that hasn't stood on a stage before. And like last time I did remember, or would be like when I was like in band in like school, stage lights are really fucking bright. Like you
They're
cannot
really
see
fucking bright.
anything beyond like the stage lights. So you're just
that's why there's pen lights.
yeah.
That's why there's pen lights. You can see the pen lights because those lights are bright in your eyes.
Yeah, but like other than that, you're just like you usually just lock in and you don't even like perceive the audience almost. So
Exactly. You do not perceive. The worst part about KatsuCon 2024 was that one, I was not only doing one song, I think I sang 3 and danced 3. I have my set list somewhere. I don't know where it went, but I have my original set list somewhere. But I sang 3 and I danced 3.
Okay.
And I opened up and I walked into the room. That room is so bright. There are no stage lights. It is a very small stage, and it's a very like small group together audience in a very big room.
yeah, it's very hard. It's hard. It's impossible to hide in there.
You can't hide. You can't run. You can't hide. It was so scary. I walk in the room. Oh my god, I keep burping. I need a burp counter for Eggie's
Yeah, no,
channel.
we need to. Yeah, because for those that don't know, like,
Eggie, get on that.
yeah. Why are we making the guy? Why are we making the guy that started this whole thing like our lackey? But no, like for those that don't know, Mai has a burp counter on their
I drink too much
on their
soda.
Twitch stream. Yeah. So I mean, again, it's lore accurate. It's lore accurate. It's building the Mai Urania mythos. Don't worry.
Yes, the Saikore lore. But yeah, you can't hide in that room. So I get on stage, and I'm like off stage. I'm like next to the stairs, and the entire time I'm like, and I had like buttons, and I had, what did I have? I had different size buttons, and I think I had Checky that I had made as like freebies, and I had this little like gachapon, like a little gachapon machine. It's the FAO Schwartz one, like Artist Alley's, Artists and Artist Alleys, they be knowing, but it's like the FAO Schwartz one. And I had my mod, Nyx, I brought my own little like snack folding table, and I brought it to the room, which is why, funny story, which is why they had that table off to the side this year. Because MS Paint Palette told me, and she was like, that table idea was so good that now we have a table this year. And I'm like,
Trendsetter, hell yeah.
trendsetter. So I brought my own snack table from home, and I put all of my freebies on it. And now I'm like, I shouldn't have given all that stuff away for free. But like, Nanami gotcha, yes. And Nyx was cosplaying as Nanami, which was the most iconic thing, because I got a message afterwards being like, was that Nanami at your gotcha? That was like the most iconic thing about it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you think so. But yeah, I had like little freebies, and people like came up in the middle of it, and I had like all this stuff planned out, because when I have an idea, it's a big idea. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get on stage, and I'm gonna like talk a little, and this and that and this and that. So my music starts, and I want my music to start before I walk on stage. So my music starts, and I walk on stage. It's my first time singing in front of people. Period. Ever. By myself. So I go on stage, and I open my mouth, and the mic is off.
Oh no.
You can hear my legs rattling. You can hear my knees rattling from how bad my legs are shaking. If you go back and watch my debut video on YouTube, you can see my legs like shaking like a leaf because I was just so scared. You can watch my skirt kind of shake because I'm shaking so much. It's so silly. So I'm like, oops. And I get off stage. And I was like, is this thing on? Hello? Hello? And it's on. It wasn't on the whole time, but I'm like, okay, they turned it on. I walk off stage and I get back on stage and I start singing. And Ando, I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't know how to sing. And you're like, what do you mean? What do you mean you didn't know how to sing? What do you mean? There is, and I'm so like, oh, I need to break everything down to its bare essentials. I'm like so autistic about this. But there is, in my head, there's a throat voice and there's a nose voice.
Yep.
And people call this your chest voice and your head voice, but I call it my nose and my throat. And you have to mix the two.
Yeah.
Before Katsucon, I was like, wait, I can sing with my throat. And I had no nose voice at all. And because of that, I was flat the entire concert.
Oh. Don't worry, auto-tune. Don't worry, we can fix it.
We can fix this in post. But I hadn't like seen a whole lot of idol performances up until that point because it did happen so quickly. Otakon 2023, I was really inspired by like Jenny Bond's setup and everything, and then he had like Celestia and Cheery Girls. Cheery Girls were like a big inspo for me, and I was like, okay. And I was like, oh, some of them don't have backing vocals in their song. Like, do I need to record backing vocals? I'm just going to worry, because I was on a time crunch. So I'm like, I'm just going to worry about recording the backing vocals for the songs that I'm dancing but not singing to. So everything's going to be my voice this concert. That was a mistake, because I couldn't hear the pitch. And I was singing off for Identity, Ikanaide, no. Identity, definitely Abnormality Dancing Girl. I love Abnormality Dancing Girl, did not have the stamina for it. Oh my god, did I not have the stamina for it. I was like, and I wasn't dancing, I was just singing. But yeah, once I got into like my second, third song, I was like, okay, I'm really starting to like Katsucon. I'm really starting to like gotcha, Kai Idol activities. I'm really starting to like this. So, third song goes by, and I'm like, okay, maybe everything is right in the world. And I do like my little dances, and I do my little songs, and I'm so off pitch. Funny story about Abnormality Dancing Girl. If you don't know, you, Anto, or anyone watching doesn't know, Abnormality Dancing Girl is a Gucci V-Flower song. It's a Vocaloid song. So good. So right up my alley. So good. And I was like, I love this song. I love this song. I performed this song at CC 2023. I'm only going to do songs that mean something to me at this live. So I did. And Abnormality Dancing Girl, I get to like the bridge before the last chorus. And this one person in the audience was so excited to WOTA. So excited to call and mix. There was no call and mix leader, and they were calling and mixing so loud and so off time that I didn't know when to come in again because I couldn't hear the music. And I was like, I love your enthusiasm. Where am I?
Oh man.
But it was fun. It was so fun. And then I ended it off with Hari Hari Yukai because I'm like, okay, I'm going to end it with something that I love. And then afterwards, a bunch of people, like way more people than I expected, want Checky with me. But I didn't have my Checky camera at the time. I only had the printer.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that setting where I could like take the photo with the phone and then immediately print it. I was taking the photo with the phone camera. And then opening the app and then doing this and doing that. So I didn't get a lot of Checky to people. I got Checky to a couple people though. And I have a funny story about that. Put a pin in it. Natsumatsuki, put a pin in it. But I got a bunch of check with people, and then a bunch of people had like these buttons and everything. Because there's this button that was like, I watched Mai Urania debut, and I only got this button.
No, that's amazing.
I didn't know how printers would work with my color, and it turned out so much darker and illegible than I expected it to.
Oh.
Like, if you look at this, look at her. If you look at her, you can see that her hair is actually like kind of like
enough.
bluish tone.
Yeah.
It's not my image color. My image color was a very bright like green, and printers hated it.
Yeah. No, like
So-
I deal with that in my everyday life as a shoe designer, where that's why that's why you have to use Pantone books, because sometimes, oh wow, this looks awesome on the computer, and then you go print it out or they go make it and it's like, wow, this is a completely different color.
Yeah.
So like to avoid mistakes,
This
like
is so ass.
yeah, basically. But I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, at least like the Mai Urania standee close enough, honestly.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah. I love this thing. I'm gonna talk about this later, but yeah, Katsucon. Getting back on track. Katsucon was so like worrisome. I was so nervous. I almost forgot to take a picture with the audience at the end, but MS Paint Palette came in clutch, and she was like, "Do you want a picture?" And I was like, "Yes." I didn't get a picture this year, but that's okay. Don't
Right.
tell anybody.
Don't worry. I forgot at World Chaos Party. I was literally the working photographer, and I forgot to do that. That's why for
happens.
bread party. Yeah, that's right for bread party. I was like, oh, thank you,
Okay,
Pon,
we
for
get it.
reminding me.
Yes. Oh my god. That's like the number one thing that performers forget, I feel.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh.
How many is that? Like 5? No, seriously, we need the burp counter.
Burp counter, yeah, that's like 5. What someone tally? Anybody? Does anyone have a
Yeah,
tally?
whoever's, please, someone in the chat, please keep track of all the burps.
Yeah, it's
very
because I'm like
important.
running around. I'm like doing this so much, it's like shaking everything up.
But
TLDR, nervous, flat, room to grow.
But I mean, like, it definitely seemed like once you got over it, or once you made it through the performance, like, usually, like, I feel like that's the case with anything, almost. It's like, once you make it through it, oh god. Is there a burp command?
No way.
No, wait. No, it's broken up. You did not burp 8,000 times.
Thanks, Eggy. Thank you, Eggy. Thank you,
Alright.
Eggy. So accurate. Thank you.
Anyway, but yeah, like, I feel like with anything, anytime, especially once you put yourself out there like that, like, you're literally, you're on a stage in front of a crowd of a lot of people you don't know, like, you're singing for the first time. Yeah, like, I can't imagine anyone that wouldn't be nervous. So, you know, I'm sure, like, once you got through it, it's like, okay, now I can actually, now
I can
that's
relax.
over. Now I can actually, like, lock in a bit.
Yeah. Now I can relax.
Hmm.
Joke's on you! CPAC was around the corner!
Yeah, which is the first time I ever saw you perform. Actually, I told you this already.
I'd be forgetting. Did you like it?
I'll be honest. Like, CPAC is a blur.
I'll be
outside of-
honest. You were ass. No.
No. But no, like, you were, because like of the people that were on, because Castle Point, that was an Idol Fest, correct? Where like
Yes.
it was like half like cosplay idols, half like original idols. So like I remember, or like maybe not half, but like the original idols I remember were you, Palette, and Pon. So that might have been it. So I was like,
That was it.
that's probably why you guys stuck out specifically, because it was like, oh wow, they're actually singing and dancing and all that sort of stuff. Wow, that's cool. I should, and again, like, me at that time, like, my entire context is like, wow, these seem like cool people. I should ask Eggy to bother them to come on this show called Idolize. And look where we are now.
Look, Ma, I made it.
Indeed. So, I mean, but of what Don't die, please. Don't die on stream.
Wrong pipe.
But
Continue.
from what I could remember, no, I like no cap. I really did enjoy your performance. So
Thank you.
yeah, yeah, like
I was
uh,
so
that's
worried
why.
about it.
That's the funny thing. Like again, it was basically you and Royal were like the first targets for
Yeah.
Idolize for like all this time. So, yeah, no, that's why I guess I'm like really happy that you're finally on as well. But yeah, I guess just taking it from like Katsu 2024 to your 1 year, which happened at this year's Katsu, just like basically like a month ago. Like, did you see any sort of like noticeable growth or like change in the way you were like performing, or like how comfortable you are, or remembering to stay on pitch? Or do you use an in-ear when you perform now, or no?
No.
See, that's really hard. I can't imagine doing it without an in-ear. Because like how else would you be able? Like, no wonder
They have a
you
little
had
speaker at you.
Yeah, like they had like
This
the,
year,
yeah,
they had a little speaker at you.
yeah, they had like they had the monitor speaker, thankfully, or else you'd be, or else you literally couldn't hear shit. But yeah, no, like anytime I've ever done, or heck, like podcasting, like I can't imagine not hearing my voice in like headphones. Like, not that I'm singing on stream or anything, or like singing in front of people, but yeah, just like not being able to hear yourself is kind of nerve-wracking because you have zero reference for how it sounds. So
Now, Ando, have you seen those clips of Otto reacting to her own concert? Because that is
Yeah.
how I feel. That is how I feel. If I were to hear myself live, I'd be like, ooh, ooh.
it's just like you're setting a world record for cringes per second or cringes per minute.
Yes, no,
See,
entirely, yes.
Definitely. I feel like, yeah, like a lot of people, I'm that way with hearing my own voice. So anyway, so yeah, like, did you see like a noticeable improvement between like debut and your first anniversary show at Katsu?
So, leading up to Katsu, I was having a very stressful couple months. So I wasn't able to prepare as much as I would have hoped. Everything I did, like, that didn't require, I guess, memorizing anything. Like, all the songs I sang, I almost knew by heart. So it was easy for me to sing those. I am a little, like, disappointed with how my dancing was. Only because I feel like I could have practiced more with like memorizing everything. But as I'm going to like my maid cafe, spoiler, I'm in a maid cafe. As I go to like my maid cafe and the different rehearsals I'm in, I can see that growth. It's just at the live specifically, I was having a very hard time that
Yeah,
entire like
no.
lead up period.
Yeah, definitely. So, you give yourself some slack on like the dancing, especially since you're somehow able to keep everything straight with like working like or having like 3 different like things that you work on simultaneously. So, yeah.
They call me Beppy 6 names.
And look, I explained that joke to you, right? Like how you're basically like there's a wrestler Mick Foley that has like 4 different personas that they wrestle as. Like,
Yes.
what was it? So yeah, it was Cactus Jack, Dude Love, and Mankind, and then actually wrestling as Mick Foley. That's like you. That's literally you, where you're just somehow able to organize all of that, like compartmentalize all of that into different areas, and I don't know how. I don't know how you
Does it seem organized?
Yes.
Good. It's not very, but I'm glad it comes off that way.
Yeah, don't worry, nobody knows. But I guess just like we can probably go in more into like song choice, because I feel like that seems to be a very important thing for you, where like
Yes.
debut, like, oh, you wanted to sing songs that meant a lot to you, even if it was very hard to learn or it might not have been vocal range and that sort of thing, but you're just like, fuck it, we ball. So
Yes. It was very fuck it, we ball.
so I guess just like any thoughts on like what you would like to have, I guess just like in terms of possibly dipping your toe into more original, or like
Mm-hmm.
music, like I guess like what avenue would you like your sound to go towards, or I guess just like what would be the biggest inspirations for My Urania original songs? Hypothetical. I'm not trying to pressure you.
It's so hard to think about because I like so many genres of music and J-pop and like any song that I made a playlist of songs I was like thinking about having an instrumental based on. God, that's six, baby. I was having
8001.
a 8001. I was having a playlist of songs, and it was stuff like Internet Yamato and like the dum 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 sort of stuff. Very like pixely, very like pop, very like Internet Angels type of shit.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and this is like a secret insider thing. I've been writing lyrics lately. They are so sad.
No. Don't worry. That tracks. That
They're
tracks. that tracks. Like you
That
know how many.
tracks! That
No,
tracks!
no, like you know how many, absolute like banger J-pop songs there are, where like the beat is like insane, but you look at the translation for the lyrics, it's like wow, they're really going through it. That is so
Yeah.
on brand, dude.
Yeah. And I mentioned this during the Balatro run. I'm like, would you guys still like me if I did like Radiohead cover?
Yes, and I said
Would you still love me?
yes. I need a Radiohead idol, please.
Yes. Yes. And I know my music guy, Twizzle. Love that guy. Are you here?
Shout out
Are you
Twizzle.
here, Twizzle? Twizzle, are you here? He does all my music, and he is a very big fan of like Radiohead, Car Seat Headrest, stuff like that. I love Radiohead. I know you love Radiohead. He's here. He does all my music, and he also influences a lot of my music taste. I love the stuff that he puts out too. He does stuff under like Secret Animals with his friend, and their new song "Cruel" is like so good, and it's like I want to put lyrics and stuff to it. You can see a post in the chat.
I love Tom York. I love both Toledo. Oh, come back, Mai.
Am I?
Okay, you're back.
Am I
You're
back?
live.
Am I back?
Yes.
Am I back? Okay, good. Good. I'm live. Am I able to put a link in the chat?
Yes, you are. I believe so.
Will Eggy shoot me if I put a link in the chat? Okay.
I mean, even if they
me go
do, I
find
think
it.
I should have, like,
The privilege.
yeah, I should have like admin privilege or whatever the heck you call it.
The privilege. There we go.
Okay.
I'm safe. I'm safe. Go listen to Twizzle's music. It is so good, and he does all my music, and he's so good at it, and I'm shameless promoting him. I want to have like if I were to put a song to lyrics I've made, I want him to do it. Like I can't even think about like outsourcing to someone else. Like because the latest song "Cruel" is like exactly what I want out of an original song. Honestly, it's like if there's any like people who love Silent Voice in the chat, it reminds me a lot of like Lit Variant. It's so it takes you on a ride with the instrumental itself, and then I want to put lyrics to that. And I've also been on an Ave Mujica kick, of course.
Like everyone
So-
else.
Everyone else, yeah.
Not me though. I just played
You're
the
safe.
game. I just played the game like 3 years ago. I have no
You're
I have
safe.
no deep relation. I'm not Tama. Sorry.
Tama, my brother in pain.
I just
God.
I just go on Twitter like yesterday, and everyone's just mostly Tama's just losing their shit, and I will understand it at some point. You can actually, you know
like-
what? Explain it to me at IHOP. I want to know. I want to know the lore.
Of course I will. You're pulling my leg here. Yes, of course I will. Oh my god. But yeah, they have like a very like distinct style. And I'm very inspired by that too. And that's why I was posting a little bit on my Instagram. I was like, should I give my like more story, like actual lore, like make her a character? And the majority of people were like, no, that's you, babes. Like, you don't need to give her lore. Like, that's you. Like, you're fine. And I was like, okay, okay. That makes me more confident in myself. Thank you. But all of that was sparked because I was watching Ave Mujica, and they're like, they got so much plot going on with their own personas in the show. IHOP. I'll save it for IHOP. But
Okay.
yeah, to make a long motherfucking story short, I put a whole bag of jelly beans. No. To make a long motherfucking story short, original music for me, it's gonna be very hard for me to pick a style because I feel like my first song, unless I release it on like an EP or an album, I feel like my first song is going to like be so distinctly like it needs to be like so encompassing of me as a person that I'm like having a hard time because I don't know who I am as a person. Because I got so many like
Same.
things
Low-key
bouncing
same.
around in my head.
But at least from my perspective, at least the thing that would interest me the most, or you can definitely lean into that, I feel. Like, you have a lot of different aspects of your personality that come out at different times. So whether that be when you're Mai, whether that be when you're cosplaying, whether that be at, like, Maid Cafe, whether that be you're bed rotting in your house. Like, I don't, like, basically, like, I feel like you can kind of lean into that. And from a musical aspect, I don't think it'd be too odd for you to, like, personally for me, in terms of music, I don't like artists that just copy pasta the same thing over and over again, because it gets really old. And I always like seeing, like, I'm very big on progression or just experimenting or finding new sounds. You know, there's definitely a way to have a sound, but through a different lens or a different genre, so to speak. So, I mean, like again, K-pop is my reference point for everything. There is a group called NMIX where they are literally, like, basically famous for after the first chorus, they literally change the whole ass instrumental, and like and it's like a thing. They're like, they say NMIX change up, and it's like a completely fucking different song. So, you know,
I like that.
you
I
can
that
like
idea.
you can lean into that. I feel like that's like the whole aspect of like Mai Urania, at least in my eyes, is just that it is but one of many faces or many masks that you wear. So embrace it. I guess that's my
Thank you.
that's my Eggy pep talk for the week. I don't know.
Thank you.
Come back. Okay, you're live.
Am I back?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, hold on! Oh no, hold on! God. But yeah, I'm excited.
I mean, is that a goal for this year, actually, just to be able to put out an original song, or you gotta let it cook for a bit more?
Probably. It's not like a written goal. I don't really have written goals. I need to make like a goal sheet and like things I want to do by certain months. I think a goal is like being a Taibon, make an original song, be able to sing and dance at the same time. Because I don't know if anyone's realized this yet.
That's really hard. No,
It's so
even for
hard that I can't do it yet.
even professional idols or performers, it's very hard. Like, why do you think K-pop idols just always use like backing or like always use like pre-recorded vocals? Because otherwise you'd be just hearing like like the entire time. So, like anyone that's actually able to manage like singing and dancing that's like S tier. Like the amount of hours you put into being able to get to that point is insane. So,
And I'm at only a little over a year. So I'm not like, I have big ambitions and I'm
course,
letting
everyone
myself, yes, I have
Like,
big ambitions and I'm letting myself do it, but I'm also like letting myself be like, hey, you're only like a year deep into this. Like, you're fine. You can take your time. It's fine. You're not going anywhere.
And especially the community we're in, I feel like it's a lot more receptive to that journey, so to speak, where you don't have to be perfect from day one. They enjoy seeing people, the artists that they've been following since debut, grow and go on bigger stages, have more interesting music, have more like popular, like not to put popularity as like the most important thing, but like reach a wider audience. Like that's, at least for me, that's always the coolest part of following any artist, whether that be K-pop, whether that be Kaiga idols, whether that be J-pop, whether that be, I got into, whether that be you want to be like a gatekeeping like fan of like a rock band or something. It's like, I got into 21 Pilots before they were like that, like something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like
I saw Will Wood at the Meat Locker, like that type of thing.
yeah, so
Those words probably mean nothing to anybody outside of my specific niche genre. Do you know who Will Wood is?
vaguely,
He makes music that theater kids really like. And he performed before he was like huge, before he put out like an album. He performed at a venue 2 towns over from my hometown.
oh shit,
And I'm like, Meat Locker? That's like, holy shit, that's like right there. Will Wood was right here? Like that kind of shit.
this whole time.
This whole time?
Yeah, it's always cool to see like the glow up, so to speak. And I mean, I guess at this
Yes,
point,
Meat Locker
speaking of glow ups, like now is the time. Call your shots. Dream collab, dream event, dream performance. Like, what do you want to put out into the universe? What is your Steph Curry taking a shot from the moon?
I want to do a duet with Pawn Ranger. I want a duo set with Pawn Ranger. Pawn Ranger's my Oshi. I want to be in a Taibon. Maybe even host a Taibon. Like, I'm so serious. I love idol culture. And a part of me that I don't really express a whole lot, but someone can like probably pick up on. Have you seen Love Live Superstar, Ando?
I mean, like I know of it like through like osmosis. I know enough about Love Live to understand like most references.
Do you know Natsumi, the streamer character?
I can't put a name to a face, but that concept does sound familiar.
Her biggest thing is like, this is gonna be great for views. Like, this is gonna be great for money. I love being a little salesman. I love peddling my wares. I love saying, let me know if there's anything I can help you with. I love being a little sales guy. And when I get to be at a table and be like, that's like my favorite thing. I get to be like, do you want a checky? Do you want to check? Like, I love being a little salesman, and I love having that opportunity to like have things that I produce people want.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah, that's definitely obviously like the brainworms are always like,
Yes.
oh shit, like did I like is anyone actually interested in this sort of thing? But then like I'm sure, like is there, I guess, like to put like a more concrete example, is there any type of like fan interaction that you could remember specifically that like I guess like reminded you of when you saw like Pawn perform for the first time and was like, I want to be an idol too? Like,
It's very specifically every time I interact with my friend Lavi. He came to my debut and he had no idea what like he wasn't huge into Kaiga idols at the time. But every time I've spoken to him thus far, he is literally like the #1 Mai Urania fan. Like every time I need a pep talk, every time I need reassurance, like I had him in the car last night because we were hanging out after my maid cafe, and I was talking to him, and he just kept reassuring me the whole time, and it was just every single time I interact with him, it's just so motivating. It just really reminds me that like, yeah, this is like something I want to do because people are being like inspired the way I inspired the way I was inspired. People are inspired by me. And I love doing that. I love talking to people like Lavi or Jace or like anyone else. Jace mentioned like Jace, because they'll be like,
shout out,
oh,
Jace.
Jace.
love
They'll be
Jace.
like, oh, I saw your performance and it really like inspired me to do original idol stuff. I'm like, I knew it was Balatro on there. You.
I thought you meant like the whole
not the
screen
game.
went down.
I
thought you. I showed you the Shill Zone like slideshow like way before. How did you not see the Balatro?
no. You scared the. You gaslit me and everything. You're like, Balatro? Are you sure you haven't been playing Balatro too much? Anyways, I love inspiring people because I was inspired by people, and to have people come up to me and be like, "Hey, you really like inspired me to be an idol." I'm like, me, me, me with my lame singing and my chill dancing, just being a goober, and they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah,
thank you."
people would gladly pay to see someone be a goober on stage, specifically Mai Urania. So
I always get so like stunned whenever people are like, because this is like another name drop, but like I was at, and it wasn't my Urania, but I was at Bread Party and I was talking to Pengy and she's like, "Oh, were you at Northwest Idol Fest?" And I was like, "Yes, it was at Northwest Idol Fest." And we were chatting and I was like, "Yeah, my cosplay name's Beppy." And she was like, "Beppy, I think I've heard of that." And I'm like, I'm perceived by people? People perceive me?
I mean,
It just,
Loki, same. Like, I guess just like a little inside baseball here. Like there are so many people that started following me because, not because just because of Idolize, but because of like photography stuff I do. And then there are some people that come up to me at like Bread Party or like other Taibans that are just like, "Oh, I love," or "Good work on it." Like I'm just like, I'm so sorry. I don't know. I can't put names to faces, but I appreciate that I'm being perceived right now. Like you don't understand how much this means to me. But yeah, that's always like, sometimes you don't really understand or really have a grasp on the level of reach you have until like situations like that. So that's definitely always an awesome thing to encounter. And if there's anyone that does like, I'd say like for you especially, I'd say that's deserved. Yeah, I know like you definitely try to be like humble about it, but I guess just like speaking from a personal point, whether it be my Urania stuff, whether it be Beppy stuff, like I do appreciate you. Just like I know I play it off like you bother me all the time, but I do appreciate you just like instantly becoming one of my friends. Sometimes I'm like low-key kind of scared because like I am 32. I'm going to be 32 years old in 5 months, and I'm just like, am I too old for this? Am I too old for this? Are like the people that are like in their 20s gonna be like, why is this old dude hanging around with us? But appreciate you. Like this sounds weird when you say it out loud, but I appreciate you. You make me feel like I'm still in my 20s.
if you make me cry before IHOP, I'm gonna punch you.
Please, I didn't mean to do this. I just wanted to say that.
And honestly, it's like, me as a person, I'm so gravitated towards passionate people and people who have like such big like aspirations and like love what they're doing and everything like that. And when I see someone who is doing that, I'm just like, wow, I want to be your friend. But also, I was never normal in school. I don't know how to like go through the right veins to make friends. So I'm just like, hey, do you want IHOP?
Or no, like I remember the first time we actually met was at Aiden's birthday live. I was just sitting down and you're like, "Hi, I'm Beppy." I was just sitting down on the bench because they wouldn't let us in yet because I came way too fucking early. And I was like, "Okay, yeah, like Beppy's chill."
I got zero recollection of that. I need you to know, like, my memory is so bad. Like everyone I talk to, I need you guys to know. I'm so sorry I cannot remember when we met, but I'm sure it went something like this. You look familiar. Have we met? Have I introduced myself?
You said exact line, word for word, bar for bar. You're like, you look familiar.
Haven't introduced myself yet? Oh my god. That's my NPC line. Like I got the exclamation point above my head. It's the Ahoges. I got the exclamation point above my head.
But no, genuinely, you do good work. You are, You are a beloved member of this community, and I hope, like, legitimately, if you do want to ever host a Taiban, I know I might know a guy that's really into like photography, and might be able to like help run the Taiban with you. I don't know.
You should slide me his card.
I don't think he has cards. He has nothing. He's not really into like printing out physical stuff.
Maybe he should get a card.
Yeah, maybe he should. So, I guess with that, that wraps it up mostly for this episode of Idolize. Thank you
Can I
again, Mai,
say-
for coming on.
Can I say something real quick?
Go for it. Yeah, you actually have like there is a section of the show where you get to chill as much as you want.
Well, you know I'm psychic, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm psychic. Like I be knowing this stuff. Well, is this my chill zone, or did you have more to say?
Well, I mean, basically it was just going to be like, thank you for coming on, especially short notice, because the schedule is like all messed up because I don't know when dates are. Yeah.
Anything for you, Ando.
Appreciate you so much. Okay, time for you to chill.
Hi, my name is Mai Urania, and there's two things I love in this world: idols and money. So first of all, I would like to say I have stupid little merch available. You ever find me? You ever be like, hey, do you have a standee? I'll be like, yes, I do, and I'll go in the trunk of my car and I'll get it for you. So there's that. The other thing is there's a bunch of people I like to thank. I'd like to thank my parents, both my dad and my mom, who is now passed. They've always been such like a huge inspiration for me, and I always bother my dad, and he's sitting right here, by the way. I always bother him because
Dad.
I'm like, Ando says hi.
Wait, does your dad
like
know
this.
me by name?
I don't know. I keep telling him I'm going to IHOP with you.
Oh.
But I keep bothering him because I'm like, you need to come see me perform, because my mom never got to see me perform as Mai, and that's why I'm always so. Oh, you know Ethan. Ethan says hi. He does the little wave again. And I keep bothering him because it's so important to me that like people that I know experience things with me.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so including my dad and my mom, I'd like to thank Twizzle, who does all my music stuff. He's the best. He's in the chat right now. Say hi, Twizzle. Say hi, Twizzle. I dropped your link earlier. Then there's also my mod team, which is like my mod Nix and my friend Matt and Cragley and a bunch of other people. And then I didn't talk about her at all this stream, and I feel like I need to. My artist, Fire Estia, has been one of the biggest supports for me this entire idol journey. And every time I see a piece of artwork she's done, or I look at Mai Urania, because she literally like made the face of Mai Urania, like
He brought
this
my Urania
art.
to life.
Yes, she brought Mai Urania to life. I love her so much, and none of this would be possible without like her, because her motivation, her encouragement, her doing all of this stuff, and I like to thank all the people who give me platforms to do the things I love to do, whether that's staff at cons or you, Ando. That includes you. I know you're not looking at anything right now.
I'm checking chat, sorry.
That includes you. Thank you for everyone who's given me a platform, because without you, I would be singing on the side of the road. So thank you everybody.
And you're definitely deserving of a platform. And I hope if anyone is new here and hadn't known about you or your idol journey prior to this episode, hopefully they find a new Oshi. Hopefully they find somebody that like, I want to see them at a Taiban, and like, I feel like that's definitely why Eggy made this, is to, give you guys a platform, tell your story, as the slogan goes, but just in general highlight how really cool you guys are, in all honesty. So Was that all you had to shill, or anything else? Or
I think so. I have links, but oh my god, duh, where to find me? My Instagram is Mai Urania.
Yep.
As you can see it on the screen. My Twitter or X is Mai Urania. As you can see it on the screen. YouTube, same thing. If you go and you type into your browser https://myurania.card.co, card with 2 R's, you'll find my website. And then it has all my links for everything. It has a database of all the performances I've ever done. And yeah, please follow me on Instagram. I love talking to people. And that's not me being like, I want more followers. That's me being like, thank you.
No, genuinely,
Thank you.
Mai's very friendly. Mai doesn't bite, I think. Mai always
Oh,
says something
only a little
interesting. No, dear God. But I'm trying to make you sound more appealing here. Damn it. But yeah, like Mai always has something interesting to talk about. So literally, just hit them up whenever. Like it could be at like 2 a.m, and they will answer.
I'll be up.
Okay. What do we got? So usually I have a upcoming events list. Going on right now actually
Yeah.
is something, a little thing called JoeCon.
God.
I didn't have chance to tune into the stream much because I was editing photos, but yeah, JoeCon's probably where I'm gonna raid in afterwards. I don't know if any of the idol performances are still going on, but I believe they're going until like past midnight, so yeah, you can tune into that.
Wow.
Actual upcoming events that are on the schedule, we have Idol Gateway Volume 2 on April 19th in Baltimore. So, you know, were you at Volume 1? I keep forgetting. Yes? No? Oh
couldn't
no!
make it.
Oh.
couldn't
Because
make
I'm
the
like,
first one.
in my mind, I'm just like, anywhere Pawn is, you're probably there.
You're so right, though. You're so right.
So, but no, like our first Idol Gateway was awesome. Run by a bunch of our friends. So please support them. They are brand new lineup. That's a cool thing about Idol Gateway, is that it wasn't just gonna be like. I mean, I wouldn't be complaining if it was just like Aiden and Flair and like Pawn like 100 times over. But like that's cool that they're using it to showcase other idols that are within the DMV area. So lineup for Volume 2 is Purgatory. You got Grimoire. You have WTF. You have Sapphire, who I met on the NJ Transit train on the way home from Phantom Sita.
That's so funny.
No, like
I love Sapphire.
they were hanging with Palette. So I think that's how.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you just like randomly ran.
No,
into
that'd
them
be
and I was like,
crazy.
yeah. Like, you like idols? Like, how do you even...
Like, yeah, like I don't even know how that conversation would start. So yeah, Sapphire's gonna be there, and then everyone's favorite Ave Musica like enjoyer, Celestia, aka Tama, will be there. So yeah, tickets are still available. Venue is definitely, or I believe, yeah, it's way easier to reach this time around. Baltimore is very Amtrakable, you need and Uberable. I still haven't figured out how I'm getting there, but yeah, if you're interested, yeah, there's still tickets available. They want as many people as possible so that they can keep having these types of events. Oh no, wedding that day. Shout out to The Wire. Yes, shout out to The Wire. Wire I've been needing to watch. Wire and Sopranos, like those are like those are like the classics.
Oh my
But
gosh. Sopranos.
and after that we have later in April we have Castle Point Anime Convention on April 26th and 27th in the Meadowlands at the convention center there. / I don't know if they're still gonna do that like random hotel off to the side because they ran out of rooms, but yeah, it'll be in roughly that area. There will be an idol showcase. Which I believe is actually run by Ashes and Aiden, and they're currently accepting applications. So, if you or anyone you know is interested in performing, please submit applications. I'm sure they'd love to see as many people apply.
I feel like Uncle Sam. I'm like, I applied. Did you? Like,
Yep. I mean, of course you're gonna apply. But, oh, yo, don't even joke about that. If you're gonna apply,
no, you should do it. Do
you-
it.
Are you even gonna be back from the Philippines? By actually, yeah, he will. He'll be back, but he won't be in Jersey. So, no. If you apply, I'm gonna tell Aiden to accept your application.
For the lols, Aiden. For the memes.
So yeah, be careful what you wish for. Yeah. So Idol showcases. There's gonna be a bunch of panels that I don't think I can talk about yet because they haven't been officially announced. That are hosted by, a various a plethora of friends. Fucking like Nita Emmy, aka Honk, is gonna be there in the flesh, which is like, it's so funny how everyone lost their shit about that collectively. I was like, when did Castle Point start getting like Japanese guests that big?
Exactly. I need to get my ticket before they sell out.
Yeah, and like, okay, like again, like I said, like I know of Love Live like through osmosis / I know enough. I'm just like, when I saw that name, I was like, what the. I was like, how did Castle Point manage to pull this off? So
that's like the Love Live girl.
Like, literally, like, if you go to Castle Point, you will get to, like, she's doing a performance, too, I'm pretty sure. So, like, if you go to Castle Point,
Miss Love Live.
That is Miss Snow Halation right there. So,
yes!
So, like, you will literally, like, this might be your only chance to, like, crack open a UO during Snow Halation, and it be, like, lore accurate. Like, she is John Love Live, indeed, Peter McMuffin. Shout out, by the way. I'm surprised you're watching this instead of Bread Party.
I love you, Peter. I love you, Peter.
Love you, Peter. Yeah, like, side note, when we did the Japan Expo Thailand episode with Ashes and Third and like a bunch of other people, Barry, like, I did ask for Peter, but I think like Ashes said Peter's busy. So at some point, Peter, don't worry, I will get you on here to yap. Okay, Peter round 2. Oh my God, yes. Sure. I don't know if I'll be hosting, but that'll be fun. What else we got? Week after that, actually. So, I believe is, on May 3rd is KogaraCon. I'm pretty sure they always have. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they always have an idol showcase. I know nothing about it, but
I know much. I know much about it. They have a idol showcase. They had one last year, and they're having one this year.
Okay.
Both are run by a good friend of mine, and will be excellent. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, and I mean, like, KogaraCon's a one-day con, like, very, I wouldn't say small space, but, like, it's not as, like, overwhelming as other cons, so, like, the first time
it's a college con.
Yeah, it's a college con, but, like, I actually enjoyed it. Like, it's just, like, a lot more, like, low-key. Kogara was where Royal performed. Royal made debut at Castle Point, and then the week after KogaraCon. so like, yeah, like, it's just like, actually, like, if you're in the area, or if you already planned on going to Castle Point and are in the area, yeah, Kogara is just very easy to attend. Yaoi Boys for IDOLEYEZ. Oh God.
They love Yaoi.
Yeah. I mean, your Oshis are freaking Pond Ranger and Aiden. Like that. Like,
when they did that duet, I was eating good.
Yeah, I mean that's like the calling card for Yaoi and Joker. So, let's see what else we got. We have, and you mentioned it at the top of the show, but Anime Boston on May 23rd to the 25th. There is an idol showcase, and I believe somebody in like this tiny box over here might be performing there.
Not as this, but I will
yes.
certainly try to be there. Applications are still open if you're interested. So,
and
if you, Hondo, are interested.
I mean, like, I'm not interested in like the idol thing, like performing at the idol showcase, but I don't know, like, jury's still out on whether or not I can actually attend Anime Boston. Mm-hmm. I do want to go because, one, I've been meaning to go for years. Two, I am I'm a masshole Abu in that, like, all the sports teams and everything I like are Massachusetts based. So I love going to Boston. And 3 fucking Real's gonna be there. You kidding me? So like when the hell am I gonna see Real again? Like, in the US. So that's like, that is the tempting, like that is the tempting part. Like, literally, like, I would show up for Real, idol showcase, and then leave. Like, that's I'm not interested in anything else. That's like that'd be worth my ticket alone, in all honesty. So
Hello, real. That's oomph. Bye.
Bye. So yeah, if you're interested, or if you're in the Boston area, or if you want to travel up like me, or like Mai, yeah, definitely. Like, I always hear good things about Anime Boston, so and if you want to support Mai or one of their many other personalities performing on stage, please come through. They deserve all the support. All right, I think that's all I got for the closing. So again, thank you so much for everyone who tuned in to Idolize this week. We have, I think, we've got a 2-part, or we've got 2 episodes next week, because I am an idiot that forgot to schedule things correctly. So, assuming everything goes to plan, I believe Ari will be on Tuesday.
Yeah, I love that guy.
They're currently busy, like, Oshi lifting people at JoeCon, but I'm pretty sure they said they were going on the 18th. And then on Thursday, we kind of already hinted at this when I was on their stream. Coincidentally, another like strawberry themed human being named Strawberry Skies, aka Jay, aka way better at defusing the bomb, or reading the freaking bomb defusal manual than I am. Yes, Jay will finally be coming onto the show. Love Jay. They're really funny, and hopefully by then I will have their Katsucon photos edited before they kill me. So yeah, definitely a lot to look forward to this coming week in regards to Idolize. So till then, again, please follow all of us on every single social media link you see here. Me at Ondo_0817, Mai at Mai Urania, Eggy Drago at Eggy Drago. Same thing with twitch.tv/Eggy Drago. And again, if you missed any part of this show, there will be a VOD that goes up in the next few days on youtube.com/@idolize101. So, till next time, guys, same idol time, same idol place, right here on Idolize. Bye. I'm gonna go eat IHOP now.
Yeah.